ultimately, how you get attention is up to you and sometimes not up to you.
Yeah.
But how you use the attention
that you get
is going to be more important. And good marketing creates the attention.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. With me, as always, is Mark Goldhardt. Mark, how are you?
Doing well. It's football season, so...
it is football season.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, very exciting times.
Yeah, I don't really ever watch a full game, but it's nice when you are sitting in like an In-N-Out drive-thru.
Okay.
You can pull up a football game.
Yeah. This time of year is awesome because like I love Saturdays. What we do, this is how it was growing up. But as a kid, we just had sports. Like we didn't watch a ton of TV, but we just had sports on 24/7. And like this time of year, there is like, you've got a lot that's happening between like golf tournaments, tennis tournaments. Football is now starting.
The
NFL's starting this week, I think. Maybe next week. Yeah. You know, so you have just stuff on, and on the weekends, what was so great is like a football game would just always be on, or a tennis tournament would be on. So like US Open's on right now, football's on right now. And so you would just be like cleaning or doing chores, and everyone would just stop. It's like you'd be cleaning, and then like in between jobs, you'd just stop and watch like 20 minutes of a football game, and then you'd like move on to the next thing, and then you'd eat a sandwich, and you'd be watching the next game that was on, and then you go to a friend's house and you come back, and
yeah, like
that's how it is now at our house. And now we have like we've got like a deck in our backyard, and we have a TV outside. And so when I was mowing the lawn, so I like lowered our TV down, turned on the football games. So I'm like mowing the lawn, and every time I'm like throwing the grass away, I'd like stop and just like look at the TV for 5 minutes and see what was going on. Then I go back to my mowing.
Oh,
so I love this time of year. Good news.
I do hate yard work though.
I love yard work.
People can't blame me, though, for the lack of water in Utah. I have not mowed my front lawn once.
What?
And I have not watered it.
So is your grass just fried?
Oh, it's totally fried.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I mixed that up, though. I just have not watered it.
There you go.
I have weed whacked it.
So, of course, you wouldn't really need to mow it much if you're not watering.
No.
Yeah.
No, my sprinklers are broken.
Oh, okay.
And I'm weird, so I wanted some trees to grow a little taller before I invested in a bunch of new grass.
Okay.
Because it just gets sun scorched. But now on the west side, we have a tree. It's providing a little more shade, so next year's the year.
Oh, nice. So you'll have to rip everything out and put it all in?
New sprinkling. So new sprinkling system. Right now it's galvanized pipes that all broke, so...
That's crazy.
I think I can just leave them in, which I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
I think you can just like leave them buried.
Yeah.
And then just route the new PVC. Dude, my house is weird. It was built in the 60s. The original sprinkler heads are cemented into the corners of the yard.
That's crazy.
It's so weird.
That's wild.
So I have to break those out.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's just weird. Weird and terrible on a few levels.
My house was built in the 90s, so I've got a typical one, but everything is breaking now. Does that make sense? Like it's long enough that everything is like...
I'm on the second round of everything breaking.
Every week I have to fix a new sprinkler because something like breaks.
Yeah.
I've got the majority of the system fixed or like is dialed, but yeah, like I'll wake up one morning and there'll be a pool of water like somewhere, and I'm like, oh, this broke overnight.
But anyways...
Well, last week we chatted about the Cracker Barrel big mistake they made. So big mistake is they rebrand the logo, they get rid of Uncle Herschel, and then they like they're going to redo
the restaurant experience.
The restaurant experience, and people lose their minds. And so for about 3 to 4 days, it was this terrible thing where everybody lashed out against them. They had terrible, terrible PR. They lost over $100 million in shares or market share.
Cap,
yeah, market. Yeah. But they came out and say, we're getting rid of the logo, bringing the other one back. And what's happening now is they are taking $100 million mistake and turning it into what could be hundreds of millions of dollars in good publicity, in my opinion. Now, some people are upset that the founder or the CEO has come out and said like they didn't really quite own it, like what they were trying to do. They were like, kind of like almost like a you win.
Mm-hmm.
But their social team has come out and been really funny about it. I think their like main social media post that has like 7 million views right now is like somebody holding a business card with the old Cracker Barrel logo and getting the new Cracker Barrel logo, handing it over a Cracker Barrel counter. You can tell it's a Cracker Barrel counter because they have that that triangle T game. It's like right there. That's what they're known for. So they're like handing it over, and then somebody hands them back the old logo, and it says something like "Good thing logos are refundable" or something like that.
Right.
And now I went back and scrolled back and looked at all their videos pre all of this business. Cracker Barrel gets 4,000 to 5,000 views per video. And this is just TikTok, by the way, that I'm looking at. And then every now and then they have a blow up where they do a recipe of some sort, and that video got 12 million views or 100 million. But for the most part, if you're looking at average, we're talking 4,000 or 5,000 views. Since the rebrand announcement, their average video is over 100,000. So the traction that they are now starting to pull off, and if they can almost like renounce everything they did, what I think is still undetermined is if they're going to be changing the in-person experience or not.
I'm sure they won't. No.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't either.
I'd be really surprised if they do.
But I think I give them a D- for how they went about launching this rebrand. Maybe a D, to almost like an A- on how they're recovering and turning it into almost like it was a stunt on purpose, even though it wasn't.
Yeah, they're doing a little marketing jujitsu, right?
Yeah.
Seizing the opportunity. Well, good for them.
Which is good marketing, right? You can turn bad marketing into good marketing.
Yes, you can.
It's not always easy.
Like ugly ads.
Totally. That's a really good example. Explain that.
Going back 2 episodes, we talked about that marketing is simple.
Okay. Yeah. Something like that, probably.
It's all about reach and touch points, right?
Yeah.
So, but more than just reaching people, like you have to do it in a memorable way.
Yeah.
Now, we could talk about social ads, but I want to talk about radio ads. There is a company in Utah called Shamrock Plumbing.
Okay.
And dude, they have these radio ads, and I've been listening. I've been hearing their radio ads for years, and they are so obnoxious.
Okay.
Just ridiculous. And straight up, I have no idea how they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know like what their business, but I've been hearing their ads for years. So clearly they're winning in some capacity.
They're around at least.
Why are they continuing to run these types of ads for 5, 6, 7, 8 years if it wasn't working?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, Shamrock Plumbing is the only plumbing company I could name outside of like my neighborhood plumber.
Have you ever used them though?
I haven't, because I have a family friend plumber who lives.
But they would be the people that you would go to if you didn't know somebody. Or at least where you'd start.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask me for a plumbing, like I can name them. Now, I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's working. It has to be to some capacity, because I don't know why you'd still be running these types of radio advertisements.
Sure.
Because they are unreal.
Really?
Yes. Very unreal. Like, for example, their last ad talks about generic ads and how they're boring, and it goes over like every pharmaceutical ad has like the warnings at the end, and it like talks about how like, hey, we're not going to be talking about explosive diarrhea, and but anything worse than like this ad could be worse. It could be generic.
Yeah,
is what they say at the end of the ad.
Sure.
And so, anyways, they are what you would they are the radio version of an ugly ad.
Yeah.
Most marketers hate them, probably.
Totally. Or most creative.
Most brand owners would probably not.
Most brand owners and creatives
like them.
will hate these.
But man, they are literally the only company I could name.
Yeah.
From a radio ad.
Yeah.
And I could have done this 6 years ago too.
Sure.
Like literally the only one.
I think
they're the only ones that stand out on the radio at all, because every radio thing is the exact same, right?
Right.
Same voices.
So the point you're just making is like good marketing is standing out.
So they stand out
amidst the rest.
And then the rest is up to you.
Yeah.
So
the brand is up to you.
Yes, the brand is up to you, but how you stand out. And again, the brand is trust. And yes, there are some brand elements. We don't want to go down that today in this episode, but it's simple. You need to stand out and you need to reach people and you need to be remembered.
Yeah.
So Cracker Barrel
does something controversial.
Again, I haven't been to them since I was a kid at one point, but I know what they are. I see their billboard on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And now everyone's talking about them.
Yeah. They are the talk of the town still, even because they've learned to they've garnished this negative stuff it was probably negative for what seemed like maybe 7 days, 5 to 7 days.
And they did the exact opposite of what Jaguar did.
Yes.
Jaguar doubled down.
Yes.
And now they are probably floundering and they're trying to figure out how to come out with another big statement. So because they waited so long from the backlash, now they're kind of in forgotten territory.
Totally. Yeah.
Where Cracker Barrel has now used all of this backlash, used it. And again, their rebrand wasn't quite as abrasive.
Yeah, the Jaguar one was nuts.
Like the Cracker Barrel was not just totally throwing out everything about the old.
Right.
It was definitely minimal and it was definitely not as good and as memorable, but it wasn't as bad. But they still used that momentum, learned their lesson, and turned it around.
Totally.
So good for them.
Yeah.
And anybody can do that. So ultimately, how you get attention is up to you and sometimes not up to you.
Yeah.
But how you use the attention
that you get for your good
is going to be more important.
Yeah.
And good marketing creates the attention.
Yeah.
And then converts it.
So good job. They're turning it around. We'll see. Once again, we'll see what happens with the locations and
we'll see what it does. I mean, Cracker Barrel's been around for a long time, so clearly people go.
And their search trends have been up like crazy, right?
Yeah, it
did. Lasted a lot longer than the American Eagle search trend that we talked about.
It has been a little bit more ongoing, and
for sure. Well, okay, so let's shift gears kind of. So we're talking like how brands are getting attention nowadays. And there's been a couple brands that have done this in good ways and bad ways, and so we just obviously talked about how Cracker Barrel did it bad, and then has kind of captured the good. There's another company that's done something interesting that's local here called Cozy Earth that did something called the Bedrock Challenge. And this is really interesting and important, I think, for brands to be thinking of. So Cozy Earth is, for all intents and purposes, they're just another.
They're bedwear.
Yeah, they're
bedroom.
an apparel / they do like loungewear / sheets.
Yeah,
they do a lot, but they're known for their sheets. Like they're known for their sheets, really comfortable, cooling, breathable sheets. I think they got into Oprah's favorite things and have been a part of that, paid or not, like for the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years, maybe more than that. But they're kind of like a company that's flown under the radar outside of Utah, but they're a very large company. And they have not really done anything to stand out. Like, I'll be honest with you, I've talked to their CMO before. This is not that's not me saying anything crazy. Like, I think that he's been aware of it, they've been aware of it, but they
well, and when you say stand out, it's just
they're just creating content the way every money, other apparel companies.
They're scaling the way
organically,
you should.
I'll say.
Yes.
Yeah. They stand out in many other ways. Like they put a lot
in organic.
Yeah. And I want to say it was either earlier this year or later last year, they did something called a Bedrock Challenge, where they had people see who could. They were trying to see who could last the longest in a bed within their headquarters, and they were going to pay him money. And last time I think it was like $5,000. Like it was not a lot of money. But this time around, and it wasn't, they live streamed it. It was orchestrated okay. But this year they decided to go like all out and create a full entire production around it, where they hired a production studio. They brought in a well-known Utah influencer to host it, and they put up like $25,000 in
prize money.
And
it was a 5-day challenge.
Well, it wasn't even a 5-day challenge. It was whoever could be there the longest. I don't think it was meant to be a specific time frame.
Did you watch it?
I tuned in quite a bit, actually.
How did people go to the bathroom?
So they had to ask. So like you could go to the bathroom. I don't think they could shower. Do you know if they could? Yeah, they couldn't shower.
Okay.
In fact, shout out to Film Lab. His wife, like the founder of Film Lab, his wife was one of the contestants. And they had a few notable names in there, people who had influence.
And they did.
Like they had Garrett Costello or something like that. He's a Utah influencer. London Lazarson, he hosted it. But anyways,
he hosted it. I watched some of the viral clips of it.
Yeah, and
I was wondering about the bathroom. I'm like, did you just have to go 1700s there and pull a bedpan out? And
No. Yeah, no.
That would have been hilarious, actually.
So, anyways, there was 11 contestants. They streamed for 103 hours live. So they had a team streaming live for 103 hours.
Wow.
It's a $25,000 prize. They ended up giving out a lot more than that, though. Like they were giving out.
Yeah, they had like daily.
Yeah, they would, like, for example, like they were like trying to bribe people 2 days into it. Like, hey, this could be a ton of money, or it could be jazz tickets. Do you want to get out of bed for it? And it would be like $5,000.
What was the next best prize that somebody won?
I want to say it was like $3,000. Somebody got like a trip to Hawaii. They also brought in like I can't remember what the guy's this influencer is. He's the guy who will like walk up to people on the street and he'll be like, "Do you want like $5 or this random gift?" He's kind of very like monotoned. Well, I cannot remember what his name is. And he gave like the main like girl, like they brought him in and he kind of went in and he's like, "Hey, whose bank account is the lowest?" And everybody pointed at this one girl and gave her $5,000. So the girl who ended up winning, she got $5,000 and then another $25,000. But anyways,
whoa.
It garnished 55 million views. Over 55 million views across their channels.
Wow.
And how they calculated that, I don't know. Like, is that all the viral videos that they posted, including all the live people who came on?
I'm looking at it right now. I mean,
I don't know the answer to that.
Just on their top 3 pinned videos from the Bedrock Challenge, you've got 12 million, 22 million.
Yeah.
Just from their 3 videos.
Oh, okay. So probably they're not including that then.
So then if you add all this, then I'm sure you're going to get up to that number.
Yeah. I would think maybe they're not including that. But anyways, nonetheless, whether they are or not, 55 million views is pretty awesome, And the final finale had 40,000 live viewers, which is pretty incredible.
40,000 live viewers?
Yep. Kind of viewing to see who was going to win. Now, during this, like I was just I was tuning in throughout it because I was very interested in talking about this because I thought it was a clever thing for them to do. But
You said 45,000?
40,000 live viewers during the finale. It's like 40.2 thousand viewers.
Wow.
And when I would chime in, I never once looked at it.
Well, let's put this into perspective. 55 million views, 40,000 live on the finale or whatever. I'm just looking at Survivor.
Uh-huh.
Which gets around 4.3 to 4.5 million viewers for broadcast and live streaming. And their season finale had 4.34 million viewers.
Okay.
Now, Survivor's, obviously one of the more popular, reality shows. But 55 million, if you add up 55 million views,
Well, think about this as well. Like to piggyback.
That's like 10 episodes. Like that's having your brand on 10 episodes of Survivor.
Well, Super Bowl 2025 had 127 million views.
Right.
So it was half of that, which is kind of crazy. Now the production of it cost more. They flew everybody in, so it was more than $25,000.
Yeah, it was a production
for sure.
It wasn't. I mean, but a lot cheaper than an episode of Survivor production,
and a lot cheaper than an ad, a 30-second ad on Survivor. The Super Bowl.
So I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Is I'm not trying to compare it to Survivor. I'm just trying to say like, hey, 10 episodes of Survivor is going to get you into that 50 million range, 40 to 50 million range. Now, maybe obviously viewers are different on network TV than they are on TikTok, but that's 55 million views of people who now know who you are.
Totally.
Or have had an interaction that it's pretty memorable.
This episode of The Unstoppable Marketer is brought to you by BFF Creative. Let's be real, hiring designers and video editors can get super expensive, and that's why I'm excited about what BFF Creative has done. They've built a subscription design service that gives you the feel of an in-house creative team, but at a fraction of the cost, which I'm sure we all could use right now. From ad creatives to social media posts, video edits to full website designs, BFF gives you unlimited designs and unlimited requests starting at just $1,000 a month. The best part about this, their custom app makes it super easy to submit projects, give feedback, review work, and store all of your creative in one place. As a listener of the podcast, you get 25% off your first 2 months with code Unstoppable25. That means unlimited creative for as little as $750 a month. Go check them out right now at bffcreative.co.
And another thing I want to point out that I love about the Bedrock challenge, well, we should just get London in. He was our second time guest.
Yeah, he was. Just have him in for a third.
Let's have him in for a third.
Well, listen to this number, okay?
I love that it was live because nobody's doing live.
Yeah, it's kind of died.
I don't think it's kind of died. I don't ever think it's lived.
I think it did.
Not for brands.
Oh, back in our font design days, it did, bro. Like
I think it had a moment.
Probably never. You're right. Probably never to the capacity.
People don't do lives.
But if you go,
and when I say lives, not just like getting on and being like, "Hey, I'm live, guys." Like giving people a reason to tune in. What London did with Cozy Earth here is created a reason for people to tune in. It was mesmerizing, right?
Yeah.
There was incentive there. There was intrigue.
Well, and they did a really good job
on casting the people, like having people get to know the people, because you have people
really rooting for certain people and people really rooting against other people.
Yeah.
Like it was very interesting. They turned it into...
I heard the comments got hostile.
Yeah, a little bit. But dude, listen to this. This is what's really crazy. 55 million views at $25,000 cost for the prize money is a 45 cent CPM.
Well, that's about as cheap as it gets.
I mean, that's unheard of.
No, granted, you have to add in production costs.
Yep. So let's go $100,000 to say that it was more than that, right?
Right.
$1.81, $300,000. Still well worth it.
$4 CPMs.
Like that's crazy.
Totally worth it.
So things that happened, okay? Not only did they garner all that attention, but things that what I don't know is like, how did sales, like, did this increase sales? Is it starting to increase sales?
Google Trends would indicate that their interest went up pretty significantly.
What I noticed several times as I tuned in was they would have a banner across the live stream. Did you see this? That would say for 2 hours only, 50% off site-wide.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
And at any given time, when I logged in to tune in, there was never less than 1,000 people watching.
Just on the live.
Yeah. Now, I wasn't looking at 2 a.m.
Well, you know how lives go. People come in and out too.
Yeah, exactly.
And a live, I mean, if they're doing it 24/7, that's insane.
But for 2 days, yeah, exactly. And there would be times when I'd look and there was like, when there was a challenge, there'd be 5, 7, 10,000 people watching,
And guess what, everybody? That 55 million views and whatever traffic If you're wondering why they did it at the end of summer,
killer time for them to be able to retarget for Black Friday.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that is about
audience building.
What's cool about what these guys did was they are a bedwear and loungewear company, and it was a Bedrock challenge. So everything was tied. Like, they did a really good job at tying it to their product without ever talking about their product. So like, everybody was in the loungewear. Everyone got to pick their own thing. They never changed out of it. So like, they never showered, if I recall. And then they were in sheets. They all had cozy earth bedding
people in there
too, right? So it was all about that, but not about that at all. I think the point of the podcast and the reason why we're talking about this and spending so much time is, I'm sure that, like, once again, I remember talking to the CMO like 2 years ago, and we were golfing, and he was like, "Hey, you've been in the game long enough. Like, what's something you think we should do different? What's one thing you see about us that you, like, if you were to come in, like, do you have anything for me?" And I just remember being like, content. Like, I think you guys aren't doing anything impressive from an organic perspective. No, you're not doing anything wrong, but you're not doing anything right. Now, I'm not by any means saying that because I...
Well, you didn't said the Bedrock.
No, because I said that they then got to
You were just saying
this.
content.
And he agreed with me. He wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, Trevor, I never thought about that," right? But that was a conversation we had 2 years ago, maybe even longer than 2 years ago. And so
they acted.
My guess is, like, these things can take time, and maybe for 2 years and longer, they have been thinking and trying unique things or things that they
tried the Bedrock challenge before.
Yeah, they tried it, and it did not, like, I remember I was like, this doesn't seem entertaining, you know? Like I said, I cannot remember what it was, but it was a small amount of money. Like, it was, the incentive was...
But they learned and they adapted.
But like, yeah, $25,000 is nothing. That's the cheapest marketing campaign they've ever... $100,000 is the cheapest marketing campaign they've ever ran to get those kinds of results from an attention perspective.
Oh, yeah. And in case you guys are wondering, we've talked about the car giveaways.
Yeah, it's been a minute, though.
People are doing that a lot.
Yeah.
They're giving away a car because, you know, hey, we can give away $100,000 car, and that's going to get us X amount of views just because of the car, X amount of engagement, X amount of people who purchase so they can get entries. And there's a reason they're doing that. It's because they can justify the cost of that car.
Yeah, they're doing big, whether it's a car or not. The point is they're giving away something crazy.
But right? I like this approach from Cozy Earth a lot because we talked about that. I mean, is everybody just going to give away a car now and then, you know...
Yeah.
And to be honest, I see it all the time. I see car giveaways all the time. And I don't know if there's that much of a pull into it anymore. There probably is. But the Cozy Earth thing was really a unique take on a similar type of concept, which is, hey, we want the views, we want the engagement. How do we get that in a unique angle? And it's like, oh, let's have a grand prize. Let's have a challenge. Let's bring people in. People are bought in to not only the people, but they're seeing our brand every time they tune in.
Yeah.
Get 55 million views later, whether that's a $1 CPM or a $4 CPM, that's still pretty stinking good.
Well, and the difference
is whatever the sales were, like, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, they created entertainment out of it too. Like the car giveaway is not entertaining. It's just incentive. So the car giveaway has the incentive. This one is entertaining. Now to customers, the customers aren't getting anything out of it. Right?
Well, yeah, they are. They're getting entertainment.
Well, sorry. Like, they're not being entered.
Well, they're not getting entered, but they got sales out of it. They got discounts. They've got what everyone wants right now, which is entertainment.
Yeah. Now, here are two things that I think Cozy could do to amplify this, because I hear they're doing another one soon. So if someone's listening, this would be awesome. Number one is, I think that they should, during that live stream, during that time, they should have a gift, like a giveaway for the customer base. So anybody who purchases during that time can get entered into a giveaway to win Cozy Earth for the rest of their life. And they're gonna give it to one person a day or something like that. And the more you buy, the more you spend, the more entries you get. So I think that would be an awesome thing. I think the other thing that would be so cool is when they made a purchase, they had the contestants' names that they could pick to give almost like a lifeline. Like think Hunger Games. Remember, did you ever see the Hunger Games or read the Hunger Games?
Yeah.
So you know how like people from the Capitol, like if they wanted to like have somebody win specifically, they would like send them food or they would send them medicine. So the things that they don't get, right, is like they don't get a shower. They oftentimes
so incentivize you to win over the viewers.
Yes. So it's like, exactly. So you could be like, oh, I really want Trevor to win. So I'm going to click on him when I make this purchase. That's going to give him points. And now, it's like,
can you also like send bioengineered bats against the people you don't like?
Exactly. Maybe, maybe you can do the bat, like, so that like the takeaway, I don't like him, let's take away his sheets. Because that's what they would do if they would lose a challenge. They would like have to be put in like a crib. But instead it's like, hey, Trevor, you got enough purchases with your name clicked on it today. You get to pick from one of these three things. You get a meal of your choice. You get a shower. You get like these things that like mean or like you get to get out of a challenge.
Oh yeah, that's
like
good.
I think that would make it so cool and could amplify and incentivize sales. So now the audience is even that much more tuned in.
It's a good idea.
It's a great idea actually. So get your developers working on it.
Then just do it outside too. Bedrock challenge in the wilderness, naked and alone style.
So the point is brands like that was a really good job. That was a really good job from that team to figure out a way to stand out from a content perspective. And depending on how often they're planning on doing that, they could do that once a quarter and absolutely crush the attention game. So yeah, I love it. A for creativity.
But they weren't in the bed the whole time, were they?
They were. I mean, they got to get out of it for a challenge.
Or to go to the bathroom?
Or to the bathroom. Other than that, like...
Was there like a bathroom limit?
I have no idea.
Like, hey, you got 1 hour of total bathroom time.
I didn't watch it and pay attention enough. I doubt it. Like that's
I'm really concerned about the bathroom time.
That's a rough one. Like, how do you...
I don't know.
Like what if somebody gets a stomach ache?
Well, they were eating some weird things.
Yeah. I know there was drama where they thought somebody got up without asking and that would have disqualified them.
Oh, really? Just by getting off the bed?
But they were filming everything, so they went back. Like it was a drama-filled thing.
And they had asked.
But like half the contestants didn't hear it, so they thought that like they kind of ratted on him.
Tattletales.
Made a little drama out of it, It was pretty cool.
People love the drama.
Pretty reality TV show-esque. I was hoping that there would be a love connection made, but there wasn't, unfortunately.
Not with that kind of body odor floating around.
That's true. It's very true. The point is plenty of opportunities to do unique things. I also think that there's opportunity, like if you as a brand can't figure out how to garnish attention, you want to know what like a really good idea would be. And I'd be curious to talk to London about this. London Lazarson, he's like really good. He's an influencer. He does stuff with Red Bull and other brands all the time. And he's hosted things at Emmy events. He's hosted the Red Bull Boxcar Challenge. He's hosted several things. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cozy Earth team maybe thought of the Bedrock Challenge themselves, and then looped him in to be like, how do we make this attention grabbing? And his voice was,
like I said, let's get him on.
Was an important voice to that. So there's these other creators out there that I am sure you could reach out to and hire to be like, can you help us come up with an idea? And paying them would be totally worth it. Like if you can't figure out how to get the attention and how to stand out, like these creators are living and breathing that kind of stuff.
They really are.
And they're good at it.
I would love to know what the influence was.
Yeah. I should have texted him before this to see what he would say. I am sure
I'm sure there was a lot.
Like, because I even saw, he was posting in his stories of them talking about different things to do. So I'm sure he had a say in it. So, but yeah, shout out. Good job. Good work. Be curious to see what brands start to follow suit, especially here in Utah.
And then also just be thinking about doing your own thing.
Totally.
That's what I love about this one. This was like their own thing. It wasn't a copycat. Like we can copy, copycat solutions work, but what can we do that is actually different?
There's listen, I don't want to dive as deep into this one, but there's another brand. I'm going to mispronounce it, but it's a like sunglass eyewear store called Lo Hause. Lohause. They sell sunglasses and eyewear that are higher end. Like I won't say like, $1,000 glasses, but we're talking like $200 to $300 eyewear, or maybe a little more expensive than like Ray-Ban style. And what they're doing on social media right now is they have built a character and they're creating skits for this character. They're essentially just following this like older, classier man around who is their demographic, who just lives this kind of aspirational lifestyle. He's wearing their glasses all the time.
He's a character.
But he's just a character. It's him doing everyday things. It's him traveling. It's him giving sage advice. It's him with his wife. It's him.
So it's like the world's most interesting man.
Very similar.
But just
like in fact, he kind of looks like him, like the world's most interesting man. And these videos,
hilarious.
And these videos are getting 104,000, 200,000, 228,000, 403,000, like 560,000 views, 245. Like every view, I'm talking between 100,000 and 500,000 views, 1.4 million. And they're all just skits of this man that people have connected with. Like he is not talking about glasses at all, ever. He's just talking about the life he lives, and it's just, really high quality visuals of how he lives his life. Him and his wife wearing the glasses playing chess in front of a fire, and them just having a discussion and them filming it.
Crazy.
So unique ways to stand out and garnish attention. Like these people are getting, like, no brands are getting that type of organic views.
No, but again, we've talked about this for a while. I mean, there's services like Creator X. How do you tap into the creator market for your brand? And not just from a promotional way, hey, let's do something with a creator for this product. It's how do you actually incorporate that mentality and that kind of creative into your brand?
Yeah.
And that's what some people are doing.
Yeah.
So shout out Cozy Earth. Shout out to
Lo Hause.
Lo Hause.
Are we shouting out Cracker Barrel?
Shout out to Cracker Barrel for fixing it.
And
your social team.
The potential comeback.
And your social team.
Yeah.
Handled it very well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everything I have to say about that.
No final words of wisdom today.
Get ready for Black Friday, everybody.
Peace be unto you.
Start preparing now. All right. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. Please go rate and subscribe the podcast, whether it's good or bad. We want to hear from you because we always want to make this podcast better. If you want to get in touch with me or give me any direct feedback, please go follow me and get in touch with me. I am at the Trevor Crump on both Instagram and TikTok. Thank you, and we will see you next week.